Hi Dick, Luke, and Sherry. Dave Kester here on location. We are in the far southwest corner of the property, and I thought I'd start our video presentation here because we've found a junction, kind of a utility, what would you call it? Hole, manhole, something like that. Evidence of some kind of definite structure that resides back here, bomb shelter looking-ish, literally in the back corner of the fence line, which is right here. So just to give you a little reference point. This is the EMF tester that I've used for years, and we'll show you some readings. Right now it's reading 0.04, and that's in Tesla, and in Gauss it's also 0.4, so not much happening there. So we'll do a little back and forth. Tesla 0.04, and as I get closer it's climbing to 0.11, and the reason I'm starting here is because I walked around the house briefly, and we'll do it together but I could barely get any readings behind ambient. And what you're seeing here is what is pretty typical, is that EMF decays pretty dramatically even as we move away by a couple feet, and then dropping right off. So 0.03 and 0.02 is what I see when I have, well, just about everywhere, in fact. My experience, I've only done this with overhead lines in the past, and same thing there. I barely get a reading, and then as I step away, just trying to give you a reference point here, as I step away from even above ground or above overhead power lines, it decays down to ambient. So 0.01, 0.02, moving towards the property line where we think the lines are. Still not much. 0.4 there for a second. As I get closer to the ground, 0.09 and 0.11. Switching the scale over to Gauss, 0.9, 1.0, even closer to the ground, starting to climb 1.2, and back to Gauss 1.12. So compared to that 2.5 reading you mentioned, we're still well underneath that threshold. And again, you know, just to show you how things change, well, let's see. There, must be getting closer. So that's the highest reading I can get, and we're literally right on the, 2.5, 3 feet off the fence line there. Okay, we'll go in and play closer to the house and maybe take some other readings. And again, this is in the Tesla position, and okay, I'm right off the corner of the barn right now. We're reading 0.02. As I go down to the ground, not much happening. Come on, baby, where'd you go? Nothing too exciting. Getting closer to the barn, not a mucho happening there. So, pretty typical. And we'll go down. Okay, I'd be in the southwest corner right off the house. Right now my reading is 0.03, and we'll see as we take it to the ground if we can get a little more juice out of it. 0.09, 0.05, 0.03, 0.0. Come on, come up a little bit. Maybe right in there. Just to give you a reference point of where we are. Right on the side of the driveway. We'll walk across the driveway slowly and see if we can get anything to jump up at us. Not too much. And you probably saw that 0.12. When I move quickly, I noticed that I can get it to jump, but I think that's more of a phantom from moving fast when I make a heavy step. What can be interesting is to compare this to some things that you probably live next to right now, if you have a microwave, a television, things like that. So we'll do that for the purposes of okay. Yeah, not getting really anything exciting in terms of reading this. Now we're just at the southeast corner of the house, and I thought I'd just walk next to the house here for you, just to give you a little more information. Good dog. Okay, I would put my child in that. This way just for fun. We'll walk north, from south to north along the side, just to, again, a little more information. Yeah, kind of what we see in ambient conditions. Okay, let's go take the microwave. Okay, we'll do the microwave test next, because we found some things I know we can get some readings on that will give you a reference point from basically what we're working on. Here's an electrical service panel. As you can see, as we get closer, it starts to climb, and right on it is 0.39. Here's the box. Look at that. 10.02. But watch this. Watch how it decays as I move literally just a little ways back. Now, as I've owned this machine for years now, and it makes a lot of sense to me not to put a bed up on the other side of an electrical panel. But it's very impressive to me how fast EMF decays with distance. It's somewhat logarithmic in terms of, or negative logarithmic, or whatever that is you engineers use. So, reference. Okay, one of my favorite tests is the microwave. You can see here it sits in its dormant state. Now I'm going to give it the flip. I'm doing a glass of water. I'm way back here. Got a 0.33 hitting. It's got to be good for you. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. So it maxes out right on it. Okay, just to give you a reference point, we've seen no readings anywhere close to what a microwave puts out at even 3 feet away or 2.5 feet away. Isn't that interesting? We thought it'd be fun to check out the iPhone and see what kind of juice the iPhone's putting out. So I'm calling Sherry, the owner, and it's ringing.
Did it change when I answered?
No, nothing really changed. So this relates to the longevity of your realtor right here. Okay. Okay, I took a shot on the other side of this wall and said, you know, headboards up against electrical outlets or electrical boxes may not be recommended. And then we thought, gee whiz, this is a bedroom and you probably want to know. So for instance, here's the electrical panel and there's the bed, just right over there. So literally just a few feet away. So let's just take a look. Right on the electrical panel and getting readings of 0.33, 0.91, wow, going up, 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 up. Well, let's look what happens over on the pillow. Drops right down. Almost no reading at all. So I wanted to make sure we answered that question for you. Probably not a good idea to put your bed right underneath the panel, but that is not the natural spot for a bed anyhow. Hey, hope this helps. Take care.